Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over the London-based, used to be a group, now it's a singular person, Years and Years, and his album called Nightcall. So, reason I said it used to be a group is because it used to be a group. The last two albums, it was it used to be a trio, and then Mike and Emery have removed themselves from the group to focus more on their personal lives, and possibly we might see them do some side projects, hopefully, because they have great they really do a great production with Years and Years for this whole time. So I got into Years and Years when I heard the song King, and it's one of their biggest songs from their first album, Communion. And I really, really liked it, and I love the album itself that came out in 2015, and so I was completely hooked. And then I start seeing music videos for Palo Santo, and I was like, what's happening? So I got super excited. I watched all the music videos, I listened to all the songs, and finally this album came out, and I listened to it too. I don't remember if I reviewed it or not. It is 2019, so I should have reviewed it, but I remember listening to the whole thing. I loved it. It gave you a little different sound than Communion, but still on the same kind of umbrella. Now, after that happened, when Mike and Emery left, now this is the first Years and Years album that actually has to do with just Ollie Alexander, so, which is the lead singer. Now he's the only singer. So this album is completely different from the last two albums. It feels like a full, it sounds weird, but it makes it feel like a full space that he always wanted to do. It felt like it just feels like a complete turn, and it feels way more gayer. It feels way more flamboyant. It digs into actual well, the other ones have great topics too, but this one kind of falls into more of a talking about intimacy in the different ways, whether it's a one night stand, or it's missing your ex, or it's being with an ex that's not really what you're looking for, or the other way around. But mostly it seems like it's a mix between hooking up and thinking about his ex. So, and kind of reminiscing on the thoughts of what's been happening in that relationship, I guess. But it doesn't seem like it went so well. So let's just also finding, well, I guess that falls into the hookup direction, but finding somebody that you really, really are into. So let me kind of break down this and try to piece those together, what I said. The first song is Consequences. It's so good. So good. I love the song. It has a very funky production, which you don't really hear, which I've never heard from Years and Years since actually the last two albums I don't think it had any type of funk. So this one having that very forward funky sound is very cool and very refreshing to feel. This one pretty much talks about the idea that he was hoping his partner would change. He didn't. And so he's facing the consequences of pretty much probably this guy's leaving him. But the song is so funky. It's so funky forward that you don't really see that in pop often, because it seems like a lot of people don't really know how to ride that beat. So having him kind of really doing a great job with it is so impressive. I'm very impressed with it. Going to the next one, Starstruck, I did not like the song at first. I was like, it kind of sounds very loud and very busy. But as I listen to it from the album, it makes more sense. And I do like it. I've actually realized I didn't listen to the whole song yet. And so hearing the whole song actually does sound really nice. But I still didn't start it because it still felt about a little busy for me, a little commercial too. Especially with the chorus. I didn't really care for the chorus. It felt like the chorus is addicting, but it also feels like the I can't help it, I get so struck over you, what can I do? Like that ending part kind of made me feel made me feel empty. Made me feel like there's something else that could have flowed with that to make that kind of come together, but I don't really know what the idea was behind it. But that's how I feel about that song. Going to the next song, Nightcall, really like Nightcall. It is so disco-y. I love it. It's pretty much talking about wanting to hook up with this person and yeah, pretty much. It's like I'm vibing on your dial tone. One thing is on my brain, so ring me up again. Pretty straightforward. I love the productions. It's where the whole thing is at. I love the production. Intimacy is the next one I really like as well. This one has a kind of like a. I hope this is fine. I can't believe I didn't write it down. Has this kind of like sexy, kind of snaky. I wish I had like a song to compare it to, but the production is its own sound, and I love it. It just sounds so great. This one talks about pretty much intimacy, pretty much talking about intimacy and hooking up with somebody. And pretty much the one thing he says to make sure it's just a hookup, he's like, I want to stay, but I don't want you to be another lesson. So it seems like he's not looking for love at any point. He just wants to feel this guy's body and pretty much just go for it, you know? The next song, Crave, which is I finally started liking. This one actually turned me completely around, because at first I didn't like it. The whole fast kind of beat, and then the chorus come in, he's like, I crave, da, da. And it's like, at first I didn't like it. I was like, ooh, this is really taking off the feeling of what I was already feeling from the song, where it's like, kind of going, and then he stretches the song, and then, but over time, listening to the song, and I haven't listened to it for a while, and listening to it for the album, I definitely like it. And I love that kind of snaky chorus for some. I like it now, but before I didn't care for it. I don't know what happened, but maybe it's just being in the midst of the album or something like that. I don't really know. Going into the next one is Sweet Talker featuring Galactus. This one is pretty much just having a guy that just doesn't really hold up his, doesn't stay, breaks all his promises, complete liar, but he sweet talks him into doing a lot of things and staying around him. And so it seems like he's trying to not give into it, but every single time this guy's talked, he ends up doing all these things or staying with them. And the song is so good. The song is really, really good. The production's nice. Galactus did a great, great job. Sooner or Later, I did like, but it didn't hit me hard enough. This one's pretty much talking about chasing after a lost love who broke his heart, but he still wants to come after him. He still wants to be with him anyway. And he knows this. He's like, you're a heartbreaker. You'll be the death of me sooner or later. It has this nice little synth pop sound to it, which I really like. Kind of reminds me low key of Intimacy, but they're in the same family in a way. 20 minutes is the next song, and I really, really like this one. This one talks about just wanting to hook up, no romance, but want to make this hookup be a little more special. He wants them to kind of fall in love for these 20 minutes and just feel every bit and kind of give in to the whole feeling and the whole intimacy and the whole thought that maybe they're a thing, but only for those minutes. And I feel like it's kind of cool to have that, it feels like it's something that I've always wanted to be direct about me. Is I've always had that feeling. It's like when you see a guy that you're really into and you want it, and you can see I can see us being a thing, but I'm not really looking for a thing right now. But I do still want to feel and test out that water to see if it actually is there actually something there, or is it just the feeling? And so I feel like that's what this song is kind of doing. It's just let's just feel all that feeling, but just for this moment, because I don't want to, once it's done kind of thing. It's like an imaginary pretend bubble. Going into the next one, Strange and Unusual. I listened to it. I like the synthy. It's a complete family with the, Intimacy and Sooner or Later. Sooner or Later? What's the synth pop one? Yeah, Sooner or Later. It has that kind of sound which I really, really like, but I don't know, it didn't really pull me in. I felt like I was craving more from this song. Going to the next one, Make It Out Alive. I really like Make It Out Alive. It feels like a weird space between either feeling this, how I'm gonna make it through this heartbreak after this guy has left, or how I'm gonna make it out alive in this relationship, I guess. I want to say it's the first one more than the second one, but I really love the production. The production's really, really nice. See You Again is the official last song to this album. This one pretty much says that he knows that that the guy is looking to break up, and they're gonna break up, but he wants to pretend like they're gonna see each other again, that they're gonna get back together. And I think that he knows it's probably not gonna happen, but he doesn't want the guy to say it. He just wants to live in this fantasy and not let it sink in that they're done, even though he does know that they're done. So that is a official album piece. There are deluxe ones, and then there's a New Year's edition. I didn't really mark down all of it because pretty much New Year edition is it's like a snippet of a greatest hits. So it's just songs from the Others album. I will say the deluxe one had some wins. Like I love the Kylie bit with the Second to Midnight. I love that one. I know that's on her deluxe. But I'm glad he put it on this one. And I love the fact that he had a Starstruck with her. It seems like it was like, okay, well, we already did a song together. I have this other song called Starstruck. Do you want to hear it? It's off the album. And she's like, yeah, it sounds great. And so they listen to it, and she's like, oh my God, I love this song. Let's do this. Like, and then he's like, should we do the song together? Like, just have you kind of featured in the back and forth kind of singing kind of thing. And she's like, yeah, it sounds great. So they do it, and then it happens. And that's what it feels like when you hear the song. It feels fun, feels completely silly, and just having a good time, just going off the two great singers just going at it, you know. And another two actual songs I actually did like was Muscle and Reflection. I love Muscle. It's the stud it's the stud of the album. Stud as in the song coming from Troye Sivan, how he completely just like talking about this guy's muscles and everything is a full forward gay song, and this is what it feels like this one is. And I love forward gay songs. I love them. It's a nice little like, bam, gay, by the way, just so you know. Like, all these girls, all these men, all these women talking about how this guy is so hot, and this guy's like, oh, that girl is so hot, kind of thing. Like, we don't get that much from our side as gay people, so it's great to have those kind of like gay songs. Reflection's a really good one too. It grew on me over time as it went. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I give this album a 9 out of 10 because I'm so impressed with the change of production, with the experimental sound, with the sounds that you don't really think that with the songs that took me, where I was like, this is a sound, this is a song, and then it grows and grows and grows. And I'm like, oh, I really like this. It comes together so nicely. Leave a comment below, tell me what you thought. If you like this album, let me know. If you didn't, also let me know. If you have a favorite album from years and years, let me know what your favorite one. I have to say mine is Communion. It's still the best one. Well, with this one really like clawing its way to the top, because I think it will go Communion, this one, and Palo Santo. Leave a comment below to what you thought. What was your order? If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell so you get more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.